supernatural things, magic and sorcery, they're back. From out of the gloom stalk your worst nightmares. Ghouls, zombies, werewolves, vampires. You can't be sure what lurks out there in the darkness of night.
We're the Darkstalkers!
Pyron, intergalactic collector of planets, wants the Earth, and he's going to get it, even if he has to wake the undead. He summons Demetri, Lord of the Vampires, to launch a reign of terror, to release a plague of monsters and bring humans to their knees. But other night warriors are on the prowl. Monstrous, awesome contenders with bizarre fighting powers. Immortal creatures locked in battle to decide the fate of the world. It's enough to make your blood run cold.
Hello and welcome to the 65th episode of Pixels in the Animation. I am one of your hosts, Jim Mike, and joining me is TV's Mr. Neil.
Hello, everyone. And on the last episode, as you may recall, Mike, Ash had just captured a Bulbasaur and was on his way to Cerulean City. That's the cartoon we're watching, right?
Sadly, no.
I don't wanna.
Honestly, I'd rather watch that. I'd rather watch Digimon.
Even though there's like a billion episodes of Pokemon, there's got to be as many episodes of Pokemon as there are of Detective Conan, for Christ's sake.
Or The Simpsons.
Yeah, that too.
There are some times on this show, folks, that I knew going into this was going to be a journey, and the journey changed halfway through before I found my current resource. I mean, I could technically take us back to the original plan of this podcast at this point now that I found all of the episodes of Donkey Kong Country, but I don't think we want to sit through all of those episodes. So we're still going to stick with the plan of doing an overall discussion on Donkey Kong Country, but oh my God, I don't think we had any idea. We knew. We all knew. Mario is not the best thing in the world, but it's episode 64 and episode 65, the Darkstalkers episodes of this podcast, are going to basically break GCRN records as far as ratings go.
As far as how many times we actually stalled this episode.
Stalling the episode, but no, actually it's, it's going to break how we rate the actual. I'm pretty much betting we're going to give the thing 13 zeros between last episode and now.
Oh, it's pretty much ruined my curve. I don't even know what's going on now.
This series, it's a giant screwball. It really is, and I don't mean that lovable squirrel either. Lovable, mischievous squirrel that always gets, what's his name?
Screwy Squirrel. Oh,
yeah,
the dog.
I know his name is Screwy Squirrel. I was trying to think of the dog's name. Meathead, that's right.
Oh, you meathead.
Well, that's the end of him. You people want in on a little secret? You want to know how I tricked that guy all through the picture? We were twins all the time.
So was we.
My cartoon would have been cuter.
Oh, brother, not that.
Oh, God. If you really think about it, Screwy Squirrel is Archie Bunker. Yeah, can we sit here and review Screwy Squirrel cartoons more than this? Oh, God. Okay, so Darkstalkers Season 1, Part 2. We've got
Season 1, as if it needs that clarification, because there's only one season.
Well, for us, because how I've been breaking up the 13 episode seasons of stuff, 7 and 6 and all that, we get the final 6 episodes. When I read the title of the first of the, what is it, 8th episode overall, I guess, but the title, the first thing I thought of was, oh God, they put Harry Potter in Highlander.
Oh no.
My Harry is in the Highlands. I'm like, God. Okay, so this one...
This is the one where Harry becomes Anakin.
Yeah, essentially. He's a strange amalgamation of Jake Lloyd and Hayden Christensen.
No, he's just pure Hayden Christensen. I slaughtered them like animals.
Yeah, this show, I just can't wrap my head around this cartoon series. And I don't even, like, we've gone through that. You know, I haven't played every single Mario game. I haven't played every single Zelda game. I haven't played a lot. I played a lot of the games that were on Captain N and all that stuff. But with Darkstalkers, I've never played the game. And it just... This show has no emotional resonance, it's not even nostalgia, folks. It just has nothing for it going. I mean, the voice acting is okay, but the more and more I see of, what's his name? Was it Pyron? Mm-hmm. I'm like, it's just M. Bison, but he's because Richard Newman did the voice for both characters, but he's an orange glowy thing now. The only notes I took from My Harry's in the Highlands is... the other thing, I read the title as My Harry's with the Hendersons. And Morgan turns Harry evil. So it's your standard, hey, let's take a good guy and make him bad. You have anything else for this one?
Just exasperation. I did write something down here that Harry is thrown off a cliff, survives, and climbs up the side of the mountain. But this is when I watched the episode, like maybe a month ago, so I no longer have any context for what that even means. Probably Jeez. Bad animation.
Probably. That's... double zeros, I assume? Double zeros. Next up, we have Aliens Keep Out. Ripley ain't here. Believe it or not, she ain't.
Oh, God. No, she was... Tim Allen tried to talk her into it. She was like, well, fuck that.
Plots are so convoluted and crappy. And then, so aliens meet Tron. What the hell? Like, I don't ever want to... No. We do not need... Aliens and Tron in the same universe.
You know, not everything is peanut butter and chocolate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is pretty much your like, what's the Tiny Toons episode? The one where it's not Duck Vader. It's yeah. It is Duck Vader. It's where the two kids come down, the alien kids, and they think Plucky is the savior or whatever. That portrayed aliens better than this did.
Yeah.
No.
Again, this video game is just a big, like, what if all these movie monsters and creatures came together and fought each other? And by the way, these are non-copyrighted characters, so you can't sue us, Universal. So
yeah.
So, you know, it's like, it's weird when you try to write a story around them, because they're just kind of, to put them together, in an actual story, it just comes out of left field. It's like, what the hell is this even about? It's like you have a robot basically fighting the devil, and that's what Pyron's supposed to be. He's supposed to be the devil, but you know they can't have that.
Yeah, no, you can't have that at all.
I mean, he's clearly the devil. But anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, just, wow. It just... I don't know. This series is just way too weird. I mean... There's just so much going on, and at the same time, nothing going on.
Yeah. Let's see my notes. I don't know if I'm even going to know what these mean anymore. Let's see. Donovan finds the merman. Oh, yeah, there was something about... what's a merman character? It's
It's the
I can't remember. But anyway, there's like a subplot that everyone finds him curiously attractive, and I'm like, what the hell is going on? It's like even the guys are like, that guy's really attractive.
No, he's not.
No, he's not. Yeah, that's the problem with that, is that his character design is not attractive. I would give him credit. I would actually say that he was attractive if they drew him that way, but no.
Should we have just skipped this entire series and just gone on to Night Warriors? Is Night Warriors any better?
Night Warriors?
Darkstalkers Revenge, the 1997 anime miniseries.
Oh, the anime? That might be... I've never seen that. It looks very well animated, but, it's like, anime's kind of hit or miss. It's like,
yeah.
It's like, it may not be a good story, and, sometimes anime is just stupid.
There's only 4 episodes of the thing. We could have...
Yeah, we could have. It would have been a lot less painful.
Okay, so for the anime, the North American DVD cover is not bad. For the anime, in the midst of a war between the families of Demetri Maximoff and Morgan Island for control of the demon world, alien invader Pyron invades Earth and plans to take it over by taking out those who stand a chance of stopping him, namely the Darkstalkers. Meanwhile, Donovan Baines seeks to rid himself of the cursed blood which runs through his veins. 4 of the original Darkstalkers, Anakaris, Ryuko, Sasquatch, and Victor, are not featured in the OVA's main storyline, apparently having been killed by Pyron in a flashback sequence shown in the beginning of the 4th episode.
Yeah, that sounds a lot more like the actual games, where it's like everyone's really in it for themselves. There's no real like this side versus that side. It's like you have a war between Morgan and Demetri, and Pyron just shows up, and that sounds a bit more like the plot of the game.
This is interesting though. You got Pyron got recast.
Really?
In the anime. In the English voice acting section of it, it's David Kaye instead of Richard Newman.
Wait,
it's Megatron.
In the anime?
Yes.
Usually the anime has a totally different cast. I'm really surprised to see David Kaye in that.
Yeah. It looks like Kathleen Barr, Paul Dobson, Scott McNeil all returned.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And like I said, this thing was only 4 episodes, so I thought it was just one long movie when I saw it on the wiki here. All right, so double zeros for aliens keep out. Samurai's honor. You must fight on the side of good forever.
This episode was super shit because it starts and it's got the same opening as episode 1.
Yep.
And I stopped the video because I'm like, what's going on here? I really thought I had the wrong video. And I made sure I was clicking on the right one, and I'm like, what the hell? It was playing with my mind. And I'm like, oh wait, this is just shit. That's what's wrong.
Yeah. But yeah, so we get a samurai episode, which I guess we could say there's character development for the samurai character, at least. I mean...
Yeah, he does change throughout the series.
They tried, at least, with that one.
I can't say that it was actually interesting, but it's something.
Yeah. Still, I'm sorry, double zero.
Yeah, double zero.
Now, folks, there's no business like dragon business. This episode is so out of place, but it is probably the best episode of the entire series, because you have Lord Raptor, or whatever his name is, voiced by Scott McNeil, trying to go around and basically be in the movie industry and the music industry and all. Honestly, it's probably the only episode of the entire series that I actually had fun with. There's so many references in here. They even put Arnold in here.
That's right.
And then we get... I think it's Felicia that asks, what's the area code for New York City? First thing I thought of was, well, here's my number, 646. Do I have to dial a 1? No. It's, what happened to the whole Seinfeld area code debacle? That's the first thing I thought of. Yeah, this one, just for how fun it was, I have to give it a 3. It's probably the only time I'm not going to give a 0 to any of these episodes.
I'll give it a 1. This series is dragging the average down.
Yeah, it really is. So we have Darkest Before the Dawn, which is it's the penultimate episode before the finale here. Did he just say Crystal Skull? Oh, hell no. Oh, hell no. Like, I know this happened before that movie, but I'm sorry. Anytime anyone says a Crystal Skull.
Someone with a turkey neck shows up. Hi, I'm George Lucas. I'm going to write this episode for you.
And Felicia, you have the magic touch, Harry. What are you going to do with it? Anything I want.
Come here, Felicia. No, I'm kidding.
Come here, Felicia. Oh, God. Yeah, 0. I know this isn't exactly very exciting, folks. We're just trying to ease our way through this.
It's going to be a short show.
Yeah, this is going to be a really short show. Oh, crap. Everyone's a critic. This is by far, like, out of the 13 episodes, I'd say this is the worst one of the entire series. Like, don't get me wrong. For years and years and years that you and I have been doing cartoon stuff or whatever that I've been recording with other people in podcasting for movies and we know there are standard plots. We know there are bad cartoons out there. Just look at all 65, 75 episodes of Mask. It's the same plot every episode, but whatever. But I am sorry. This episode, Everyone's a Critic. I would rather watch The Critic than watch this episode ever again, because this episode basically shits on whatever character development, if any, that Pyron ever had, because you bring in his older big brother, and Pyron turns into a little bitch.
He does a face turn.
Yeah, pretty much.
And like they pile everyone into the episode because, like season 1 of Street Fighter, they were like, well, this might be the last episode, so let's end on something that's kind of an ending and also maybe a cliffhanger. And of course, they never picked it up for a second season. Thank God. And by the way, the plot of this episode is there will be no war today, Optimus Prime. You have earned Galvatron's respect. Someone needs to make that an entry on TV Tropes. Please. Just call it Galvatron's respect. It's whenever the bad guy turns good and helps the good guys solve whatever problem there happens to be. Especially if it's like the last episode of the season.
The sad that, well, technically Return was the last episode of that season, but
it was, yeah.
Okay. I was gonna say technically it isn't, but it is, because Rebirth only was 3 episodes for the.
Yeah. Both Rebirth and Return of Optimus Prime are kind of in this weird limbo where it's like this isn't really part of the episode order, but we'll just kind of pretend that it is.
I was so shocked when watching Return of Optimus Prime. I was never because I don't. As much as I love G1, as much as I loved it as a kid, I only saw episodes here and there. I don't remember seeing the episode, and I know I didn't. I only saw bits and pieces of Rebirth as a kid, but Return of Optimus Prime as a kid and as an adult, because I forgot about it. I was shocked as shit to see the Touch show up. Stan Bush, I was like, wait. Well, what's it doing in here? Wait a minute.
Yeah, it's like the movie soundtrack. That doesn't belong in the TV show.
Yeah. Get your movie out of my cartoon series.
Is Vince DiCola going to do a bit in here too?
It's okay. So since we're talking about this, since we kind of have to fill some time here, the last Fun Pub BotCon happened this year, and it was here in Louisville, and I didn't go to the actual convention because there really wasn't, like, they just, I'm sorry, they just weren't trying. And it was great that they had Judd here and all that, Judd Nelson and all that, but it just, like, they weren't really, they tried to celebrate 20 years of Beast Wars. They weren't even really celebrating 30 years of TFTM, but the coolest thing was Stan and Vince teamed up and they did a free concert at the entertainment district down here.
Mm-hmm.
I went to it. It was pretty damn good. I mean, yeah. So there's that. But Darkstalkers, yeah, I can safely say this is a cartoon I will never watch again.
I knew it was bad. This is the first time I've ever watched it all the way through, and I was like, oh my God.
It's just so bad.
This is just... I'm not anti-capitalist, but this is crass commercialism at its worst.
Yep. All right, so I assume double zeros.
Double zeros.
I almost want to give it a 000 because, oh my, like, don't get me wrong, the characterizations are all over the place throughout the other 12 episodes, but basically taking the Pyron character and basically making him a whimpering little bitch to his big brother just ruins all. It's almost as bad. I just recorded. It'll be out in a few months. Optimus Solo and I, Kevin Optimus Solo, we're doing the Powers of Grayskull series. We're in the middle of reviewing all the She-Ra episodes from Filmation. We just got to an episode where I've tried to keep this count of what her sword changes into every single time and how many times it changes. We just got to an episode where she says sword to blanket. I give up. And just it's the thing I said in the episode. The episode to Kevin, I said I wrote this down. So sword to blanket. I give up. I'm done, folks. I just can't. And you know, that's the same thing here with Pyron. You know, they take his, like, you can take character development and kill it, but to kill it to that extreme is just way too much. Just way too much. All right, folks, we're going to take a quick break. We're going to come back and talk about what's going to be coming up, the plans of the podcast, and all that other good stuff, and just how much longer it's going to take us to get through the remaining, 30-something episodes? Because there's like 35 left after this, or 34 left after this, the show, so we'll be back after this.
Don't worry, kids. It's almost over.
All right, folks, we are back, and if I really hate to, pour ice on the cremation furnace here, but my mom passed away last year, and if that hadn't happened, we would have already been up to Sonic at this point, or we would have been in the middle of the Sonic episodes that we're going to be doing. And this year is the original Sonic the Hedgehog Sega video game's 25th anniversary. Well, we're not starting Sonic until next year, so we're going to be celebrating 26 years of Sonic.
Nice round number.
It evens itself out. But yeah, coming up, we've got episodes 66, 67, and 68, which is all of Earthworm Jim. 66 and 67 are Season 1, Part 1, Season 1, Part 2. And then 68 is Season 2 altogether. Since Season 2 only had 10 episodes, we'll just split them up 5 and 5 in the same one. In episode 69, we're going to talk about... oh, wait, that's the other show.
Porn cartoons.
Stripperella. That's the other show. That's the other podcast. We're going to talk about Battletoads, and what was the other one? Was it Bubsy?
Yeah, it's Bubsy, and there was the alternate Mortal Kombat pilot that never turned into a series.
So we're going to be talking about video game cartoons that only got the pilot episode, that kind of thing. Episode 70 will cap out the year here on Pixels in the Animation, because I've got a whole bunch of other stuff that I'm doing this year for podcasting. So episode 70 will be our overall Donkey Kong Country discussion. Steve Megatron's going to join us for that. Sometime in January of next year, we will start the Sonic the Hedgehog reviews. Episodes 71 to 79 will be the Sat AM version of Sonic. And then episode 80 through 80 through, you think I'd know, I think was it 93 or 94? Yeah, 80 to 94 will be the Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog, the funny one, the comedy one. And so that's 80 to 94, and yeah, pretty much next year will be the final year for Pixels. We started this 2012, 2013, so it took us 5-6 years to get through this whole thing.
Yeah.
It's not that bad.
No.
Could be worse. What do you got coming up? Anything you want to pimp out?
Well, I've been putting up new stuff on new teaser images on GCRN.com, so the comic should be resuming fairly shortly. I've been stalled on it for a while, but I kind of got back into it because I don't know, when you're drawing, sometimes you think of new ideas and you have to go back and fix old pages, and I'm really anal like that, I guess. A lot of people just like keep going, but I always have to tinker with it until it's finally out.
Yeah, you got to make sure it's right.
Yeah. Mediocrity is forever. Delays are only temporary. As Victor Ireland once said. Wise man.
Yeah. So the Darkstalkers section of the show is over with. And next time around, like I said, we get into Earthworm Jim. I do not ever remember... I think I played like maybe 1 or 2 levels of the game. Of the original first game, but I again, we're in like the Sonics, next year when we get to the Sonic stuff, like I remember a lot of that early Sat AM stuff and the adventure stuff and all that, and I'm sure people are going to ask us, oh, why aren't you doing Sonic Underground, or why aren't you doing Sonic X, or why aren't you because we want the show to end at we want the podcast to end at 100 episodes, people. I'm not going past 100 episodes.
And if we did that, like literally half the podcast would just be Sonic.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, what I will say that could possibly happen with Sonic is that with Underground and Sonic X, and wasn't there another new one beyond?
There might have been.
X, I don't remember. What we'll probably end up doing is we'll make those Tooncast Beyond episodes where we just talk about an entire season of the show, however many seasons there are. But next year with the Sonic reviews, we're going to go back to episode by episode, and I'm pretty sure the Sonic fandom is a lot more... they have a lot more people that pay attention and actually write out plots, unlike the Darkstalkers people.
Oh, God.
I don't even know if there are fans of this series anymore.
I don't know. I don't think it ever came out on DVD.
I don't think so either.
I would buy it.
Talk about a loss. All right. Thank you for joining us here on Pixels in the Animation. There are several ways to get in contact with us. Or leave feedback for the show. Visit the website, geekcastradio.com, where you can comment on this and all of our other episode posts. Email us feedback at geekcastradio.com. Leave the show's feedback in iTunes. Please do this. Follow us on Twitter at geekcastradio is the network Twitter. Mine is TFG1 Mike. What is your Twitter?
Peelin Bailey.
Become a fan on Facebook. Go to facebook.com/GeekCastRadio Network. You can also check out Neil's Classic Gaming over there. You better start posting a whole bunch of stuff about these cartoons we got coming up.
Oh, I'll try. I was just really depressed during Darkstalkers.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. We're coming out of the dark tunnel. We're going into the light. We're going to be talking about earthworms and donkeys and...
Well, there might not be much to talk about with Earthworm Jim because there's only really the 2 games, and this upcoming cartoon is like the weird one is in that not only is it probably the best cartoon we're going to review on this show, but it's also the one where the cartoon is probably better than the game. Because the game is really well animated, but it's, I don't know, when you have like 5 or 6 animations per action, then it's kind of like there's an attack in the game where Earthworm Jim takes takes his worm body out of the suit and whips it like a whip. And that works in Castlevania. It doesn't work quite so well in this game because you end up attacking like a second after you press the button.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Just so wrong.
Yeah.
You can call the voicemail line, 502-526-5821. Tell us the show you're leaving the message for and your name. We hope you enjoyed the latest episode of Pixels in the Animation and wish you'll join us next time when we will be reviewing the first 7 episodes from Earthworm Jim Season 1. Those being Sidekicked, The Book of Doom, Assault and Battery, Day of the Fish, Conqueror Worm, Upholstered Peril. All I can think of is somebody upholstered Penelope Pitstop. What the hell? And the Sword of Righteousness. God. I have no idea what to expect. I have no idea what to expect out of this show.
Let me reassure you here. It's firmly in the theme and style of Animaniacs and Tiny Toons.
Okay.
So it's much more enjoyable.
So we're gonna get a 1, 2, 3 tongue 2, 3.
No, not that. There's no Glenn Kennedy in this show, but you will. It'll be like the sun coming out after a long storm. I'll say that.
That's true. For now, I am TF2 and Mike with
TV's Mr. Neil.
Tune in next time and help us find the pixels in the animation.